Dr. Miglimo's feathers are downy. A Klingon is not defined by rank, and this hogfish galantine has turned out as plortful as those on Honora Prime. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Seventh Rule with Sirach Lofton.
Hello.
And look who's here, Melissa Longo.
Hi.
My name is Ryan T. Husk, and today we're doing a review of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 4, A Farewell to Farms, written by Diana Tay, directed by Meg Lloyd, our good buddy. How you guys doing today?
All right.
Doing good. Doing good. Actually, I enjoyed this episode a lot, so I thought it was a fun episode that set the tone for it.
You know what? That title, just reading that title reminds me that when I saw that title, A Farewell to Farms, I thought it was going to be about Boimler's family and their raisins and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? How he's like got a raisin farm? So I thought that's what it was going to be about, but I was pretty wrong about that.
I thought it was a play on Farewell to Arms.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Yeah.
Same.
But this episode started with a Klingon open. And one thing that this show has done is experimented with different opens, like not opening necessarily on the Federation ship, but opening sometimes on other ships. We saw that during, I think, season 3 when they were each episode opened on a different ship.
And I think that's what this was. I think that's what this was from, right? I think that was the same character or the same characters that were in that Lower Decks Wedge Dudge episode. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that was my impression.
Okay, yeah. So it did feel like that. But then, one thing I enjoyed about it was the credits. The opening credits felt like watching like Yellowstone or one of these westerns or something. It was the sunset with the orange sky, and
it was awesome.
It was great, right?
I loved that opening credits. It felt so cinematic. It was so pretty. It was pretty with the music.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. They took a chance and kind of did like a Klingon Western open. And I thought, oh, that's cool. Like, they're on the farm. He's out there picking tube grubs or something. I don't know what that was out in the field.
Gach.
Yeah. Gach. But yeah, just a whole slice of life, kind of like farm life on Klingon. I thought that was a nice intro to the episode. It just set the tone for how this show takes chances to, in the sake of comedy.
Yeah, I noticed the same. When it first opened up, I was like, what a beautiful opening montage. It just kind of like calmed me down, relaxed me. Usually I'm like, all right, here comes Lower Decks. My brain's about to get kicked in the head. And then I don't know if that works. But, my brain's about to get shaken, not stirred. And then it slowed me down and it stirred me instead of shook me.
Yeah, it was a different kind of slice of life from a different perspective, from the Klingon perspective. We don't usually get to see this side of Klingons and where they get their blood wine.
Yeah, our family spent years perfecting the bloodiness. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good line. I was thinking about it, like, how do you improve or increase bloodiness in blood? It's now with even more blood, more platelets. Right?
More platelets.
But it's true. Like we don't usually see Klingons in anything outside of battle. Right?
Yeah.
Battle, warriors, fighting, ships. We see Klingon farmers. And that was weird. I was like, I'll be honest, I was a little bit taken aback where I was like, is this going to work? Am I going to enjoy singing Klingons like farming? Do they even have farmers? But I guess they do.
They have farmers. They have roadkill because those horns were something that he ran over by accident, supposedly.
Whoops. Yeah.
I liked it. Oh, what was that?
I was gonna say, and we have lots of targs.
Oh yeah,
I love the targs.
not a tar. Yeah,
including a giant one. What was up with that? I've never seen. Usually targs are always just one size, but there was like a giant one, and I'm like, is that? There's all these canon things where I'm like, is that canon? Targs don't get that big, but I guess why not, right? What do we know? Maybe only the targs that we see, the big ones stay on the planet because they're too big to put in a ship.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe they have a whole bull riding targ section. Who knows? But I thought the episode was interesting. When this Captain Mach guy was getting phone calls from the Federation, he's like, "Who was that?" He's like, "No one, just Ferengi scammers."
Yeah. Well,
I thought
he was actually, I don't know if they said it, but he's actually the fifth guy named Mach. He's a Mach 5, I heard. No, that's what I read that somewhere, I'm sure. That's what I
Wow.
because there were previous guys with the same name.
Okay.
With the same name.
Yeah, what was the other guy's name? Kalora or something?
Was it?
Mach and Malora?
Melora. No, not Melora.
No.
It was Malor. It was just Malor. Right?
Okay. His brother, right? You mean?
Yeah.
Like
his brother.
Yeah.
Mach and Malor. Okay. So then we meet something that I really appreciated, which was the Cloakins.
Oh, yeah.
We found out that Miglimo is not one of the previous bird aliens that we've already seen. One is like Aurelians, and then there's a second one, I forgot what they're called, but they look very similar, right? Aurelians and another one look almost identical.
The areolas. No, but that's what Boimler was calling them. The one that made out with Peanut Hamper.
It's called an areola?
The aerials. Something like that.
I'm not sure.
That's because it's part of the joke.
Hang on. There's two Star Trek bird races that look very similar.
Oh.
Let me see. Oh, here they are. I found them. The Score are the others.
Oh,
hey, check it out.
I forgot about those.
Everybody knows this, you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Not me.
The Scores in
Aurelian. Yeah,
Aurelian.
No, Aurelians.
Aurelians.
So the way you tell, they look almost identical. Yeah, they look almost identical, but right, look, the Score have the thicker neck.
Right.
And I don't know why they're circling their pubis, but something to do with their these guys haven't manscaped as much as these guys. That's the difference. Right. So the Aurelians have
bikini bottoms.
The He-Man furkini.
Okay, yeah.
And no neck. But other than that, look, it's like practically identical.
Yeah.
So Miglimo is not an Aurelian, though.
No.
And then the one on Prodigy here is apparently
an Aurelian.
Aurelian as well, even though he looks totally different. But yes, so Miglimo, I just assumed he was one of those guys, just like a different version of one of those guys.
Right.
But it turns out he's a Cloakin. Oh no, see, look. Memory Alpha calls him an Aurelian. I think they're going to have to change that. I think they're going to have to fix this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That made me think of that song, These Boots Were Made for Cloakin.
Cloak this way.
Cloak this way.
That reminds me, there was an old line by Dan Fielding of Night Court. And the lady's like, oh yeah, it's right over here. Walk this way. And he goes, if I could walk that way, I would be hitting on myself. And that's what he said. Anyway, so the point is that we learned a new race of bird people. And that's interesting that Memory Alpha got it wrong, just like, I guess, the rest of us, because I thought he was an Aurelian too. But he's a Cloacan.
I thought they had some great lines for the Cloacans.
Oh my gosh.
They were great.
Yeah.
They said, "We're going to remove you from the great seating chart."
Yeah. Everything with them was about like restaurants, basically.
Restaurants, yeah. And when she said, "Guard, catch me as I performatively faint."
Yeah, or when she said, "Storm me out of here," or something like that.
Yes.
This was, I mean, they stole the show, these two guys. What did she say? I'm trying to find what she said. But yeah, it was something to the effect of, "Pick me up and storm me out of here." Oh yeah, there it is. "Guards, storm me out of here." It's what she said. That was
it was hilarious.
Hilarious.
It was hilarious. Yes.
Hilarious.
They're going to put me on the list of the bland or something like that. It's like
the bland and the tasteless.
Sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah. Going to flavor prison. I mean,
flavor prison. I found it so funny when they kept saying amuse bouche, amuse bouche.
Oh yeah.
I want some amuse bouche.
Yes.
Now we understand why he was always talking in food metaphors. Because remember how he's the doctor, he's always like, "Oh, they just need she's like a watermelon," or "She's like a whatever," like always talking about food. But I'm trying to look him up right here. Oh yeah, he suggests that she makes paella as a means of channeling her rage, and called somebody else. I thought it was like a
pineapple.
Yeah, something. Pineapple, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think he called Mariner a pineapple.
Yeah, you're a pineapple. Yeah. Okay, so
they were hilarious. They were a great B storyline.
Looks like they've already fixed it on Memory Alpha. Check it out.
They're quick.
Now he's a Cloacan right here.
Cloacan. Now that song
Oh, that's how you spell it too.
These boots are made for a Cloacan.
His name is Gabers Miglimo.
Gabers. Yeah, I thought they were funny. Those people were making me laugh a lot.
And when they poofed.
Yes, when they poofed. And Miglimo getting nervous. So
right there when they poofed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, I don't know what the heck's going on anymore.
Miglimo was shedding feathers the whole time nervously. "How's my plumage?"
He said, what did he say? Fluffy? What was I just read it and I already forgot.
Downy.
Yeah. Downy.
Yeah.
So this wasn't like, to me, again, like these guys stole the show for me. I know they were kind of like a side, the B plot, but Edict of Unreturned Favors was another one thing that they said. I kept misspelling.
Legnog and Gonald were their names. I mean,
I did not write that. I was like, I'll never be able to get their names right. That was their names, Legnog and Gonald.
Yeah.
And Gonald.
And I was wondering if Legnog was kind of a down low backdoor Nam for Nog.
Yeah. Yeah, I wondered that too. Because Nog lost his leg, which is crazy too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And every Christmas people get eggnog.
Yeah.
Eggnog. Yes.
Put his face on the carton.
So Legnog and Gonald. I thought their names were hilarious. They were funny as shit when they went up to Captain Freeman and said, "Have you heard of a candle?" And they're like, "I feel like I'm in fluorescent hell." That was hilarious.
That was great. Great.
Of course, because they want that romantic mood lighting from a restaurant,
Yeah.
Look, This is what we're gonna do because I'm lost in Cloacan Town. Let's take a quick break, everybody. We're doing like a double header today, everybody. It's gonna be nuts. We're gonna take a super quick break and we're gonna come right back on the seventh rule. Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the seventh rule with Sirach Lofton and Melissa Longo.
Hello.
All right. Here are the hi. Here are the trivioids of the week. Feld is making his ship look fierce, although I think that I got that name wrong because he called him Feld. Maybe that's his first name. A Klingon is not defined by rank. Dr. Miggly Mo's feathers are downy. Maelor and Mock's family spent generations perfecting the bloodiness. A Klingon through Boimler. Dr. Miggly Mo has sipped a few chowders. Dr. Miggly Mo will put into the book of... No, Dr. Miggly Mo will be put into the book of the tasteless. And this hogfish galantine has turned out as plorpful as those on a Nora Prime. I'm assuming plorpful is a made-up word, right?
I don't know, but
that's what I assume.
That fish thing was
well.
disgusting.
If I eat too much, I feel plorpful.
Plorpful.
I'm looking it up right now. I just assumed it was it's got to be a made-up word. That's not a real word.
Yeah,
it's a funny sounding word. Okay.
Plorpful.
Now, this episode was well written. The jokes in here were excellent. Very subtle, but just like a sophisticated kind of comedy, I thought, where the lines resonated with me. That brother that he had, Maelor, Mock's brother was Maelor.
Yeah.
He was funny as the guy who was just say shit. And one of the things he did was he came out and he says, "Yeah, he doesn't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Although sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, or when he said, after he got made first officer, he said, "Really, even though I stink and I piss you off all the time."
Yeah. And his brother was like, "We can work on your stink."
Right.
Klingons seem like the kind of guys that like to stink. Like it's kind of like they take pride in their stink, and it kind of like marks their territory. You know, like how hippos like spread their shit around with their windmill tail. Like, have you seen that? Like, like when hippos poop, their tail goes like this and knocks their shit all over the place to like mark their territory. Everybody knows. And so I wonder if like Klingons are just like, they try to get as ripe as possible to be like, I don't know. I feel like that I can't imagine Klingons wear cologne or deodorant.
Well,
if they did, that would be like high level stuff. Klingon deodorant would be like top shelf.
Yeah, top shelf.
If they were to wear deodorant or anything, it would smell like carcasses. Like they'd be like, I want to smell like the dead.
Yeah. We have gizzard, with flavor.
But Worf smells like lilacs.
It's because he's been humanized.
Okay.
He's sold out so hard. Worf's a sellout.
Lilacs and prune juice.
Lilacs and prune juice. He's not an ordinary Klingon. And now he drinks chamomile tea.
Yeah, this episode had so many just little jokes. I was thinking of Ryan when I heard like all that just to scan a space hole. I was like, I know Ryan's got something for that. and then there was another moment where they said, "Express its anal glands," and I was like, he's like, "Oh, good, yeah." I
thought of me during that one too.
Not that particularly, but
okay. It's cool if you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh
but
my
I knew that. I knew that was cringeworthy. Though it was I felt like it would make you laugh, but I know I thought of your linguistic skills with all that
With
to
anal
scan a
gland? Wait,
space.
what are you?
The space hole. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's funny. And then there was another line where the Klingon said, what is this smooth-headed worm mewling about?" I thought that
I
I thought
like
the
that.
language was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it a lot because, of course, they look at us like these smooth-headed people when we look at them like, or like Bolians or Andorians call us pink skins,
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing,
Yeah.
pink skin? And
Yeah.
like, so they look at us like smooth heads,
Yeah.
or
What is this
mono
smooth-headed
wieners.
worm?
Yeah. Uniweens.
I also like Mariner's line where she said, "What crawled up her boob window and died?"
Yeah.
Good reference there. Good reference.
Yeah.
Or like when the Miglimo. Okay, so here's a couple things here that I really enjoyed, and it's when they said sweet, salty, or disluette. I don't remember what that was. But the girl says, this is towards the end, the girl says, "What are you talking about? Those aren't cooking words." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just because all they think about is cooking things. And so I remember getting a good laugh. Right now, I'm looking back at it. I'm like, I don't know why I thought that was so funny because I'm saying I'm like, but in my notes, I put 4 ha's, which means like that is a very funny line. Like depending on how many ha-has I put in there, like that line I thought was very, very good at the time. And now I'm like, but was it? But I thought it really was.
Yeah. Well, the funny line came right after that, right in that moment, but right after that, when they were like, they made this out of the Replimat food or whatever, and the people they tasted it and they were like, "This is shit." And that line was hilarious to me. Because the way they delivered it was hilarious. But yeah, no, I think there were lines all over the place, when the brother says, "Get over here and clutch me, you coward."
Oh, brothers.
The pain sticks.
Yeah, the pain stick.
I like the pain sticks.
I liked it.
It was reminiscent of, if you remember when Worf was going to get married to Jadzia, and then they all had to like walk through those pain sticks. Or no, Worf had to walk through the pain sticks. Or did they all?
I think they all did, but
yeah, because they were all doing like, they were all doing the trials and stuff like that. That he has to go through for his bachelor party. But remind me of that, which I'm sure they meant to do that. And then what's his name powered through, which was pretty fun to see. But I wouldn't do a pain
sticks in TNG as well, when with Dr. Pulaski, and then they had tea.
They did a road rage scene too outside of Klingon when you guys were on these on their little hovercraft, and he's like, "Experience pleaser," or what, I forgot what he said, but he was like, it was like a road rage moment where you cussed off the other driver, and he did it in a Klingon way, like that was hilarious. They also dropped a lot of Patak bombs or whatever that was. It was a Patak.
Yes, Patak.
Yeah. They dropped a whole bunch of Patak bombs in this episode that were funny, Yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was well written.
Yeah, I was laughing throughout, and I especially like it when they examine like different aliens. Again, like the Cloacans. We know now, we completely get the Cloacans. We know what they're like. We know what they do, what they don't do, what they like, what they don't like. We can make jokes about Cloac. Now, for the rest of our days, we could walk into a restaurant and be like, "Hey, this seems like a place a Cloacan would enjoy," or what I mean? Like, because now there's like that powerful stereotype of what we understand Cloacans to be like. So that's cool when they can, in just probably 8 minutes of airtime in total, We now know everything we need to know about this entire race. And now, if they ever want to dig deeper into it, we'll already know the backdrop. We'll know like that Miglimo is different than most Cloacans, or that, if somebody is a Cloacan that cooks, then that's pretty much just a regular Joe, you know what I mean? And they take it very seriously. And these guys are fakers that literally ate poo. And then we're like, oh, this is so good. Oh, delicious. Boy. Oh, this is just the best. Yeah.
They actually replaced it with poo. It's hilarious.
I could totally see a whole spin-off on this, probably called The Cloacan Dead.
Oh, no. That was good.
No, that's pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right.
I was hoping Muhammad would be here, and then he would say, "What about Cloacan like an Egyptian?"
That's good too.
Yeah. No, there were moments too. The Klingon, when he came in, he says, "Oh, Mariner, I miss you," and Brambler.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, Weimler, but that's pretty close. At least you remember me."
He's like, wow, Klingon almost remembered my name? Wow.
Yeah.
You know who they should have had in this episode? Christopher Cloacan.
Good.
Yes.
Good. But you know who they did do a non-appearance mention for, right?
Yep.
Martok. That's great.
Where was that? I missed it.
It was at the end. It was at the end they mentioned Martok, and I'm trying to see, is this his second one?
I think so, yeah, because he had the board game episode, right? Where he was
but I guess he was in the episode, but he wasn't.
He was in that episode.
Yeah, I guess he's never gotten a non-appearance mention before. Interesting.
I thought he did.
Feklar got a non-appearance mention as well.
Oh, that's very good.
And Kalis.
That's true. We've seen both of them.
Yep.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, that was true. I did hear that. He's like, I know what Kalis did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, just like, I know what Kalis did. Fucking human.
And Boimler being obsessed with Klingon.
Oh my god.
That was adorable.
He's like, I'm just really impressed by the minutia of Klingon policy. He played it very well too. Boimler played this episode very well for being like the guy who wants to, they were throwing him around. He's like, I just got thrown around by a Klingon. Does that mean he likes me? It was good.
Hey, sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
I was gonna say, and when he jumps on the targ and he looks back and makes some funny sound, and I forgot what it was, but it was kind of like, look at me.
Cute.
It was hilarious. I definitely laughed out loud at that part.
Brimbo, that's what he called Boimler. Brimbo.
Yeah.
Brimbo,
yeah.
Mariner, Brimbo. The 9 fingers. Look, we're already almost out of time since we're doing a double header, everybody. So let's but we did power through. There was a lot to hit in this episode, and I think we covered all the big ones. So let's very quickly go over some other big ones. And their names are
Homer for them.
That's right. I wonder what the Klingon guy would call him. He'd be like, Hamber, Dr. Ormiri Slagans, Ava Mogland. No, okay. So their names are Homer Frizzell, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, Eve England out in Wales, Yvette Blackman Tom, TJ Jackson Bay out in Missouri, Titus Muller, Dr. Muhammad Noor, the aforementioned, Tierney C. Diekman, Anil O. Palat, Joe Balsarati, Mike Gu, Dr. Stephanie Baker, Carrie Schwent, Faith Howell, Edward Foltz, My Live from Tokyo, the Matt Boardman, Chris McGee, Justin Weir, Jake Barrett, Henry Younger, Allison Lee Chai, Julie Manosfi, Jed Thompson, Dr. Susan V. Gruner, Glenn Iverson, Dave Gregory, Tim Baum, Chris Sternett, Peter Draymore, Chris Garris, and of course, Jason Oken and Greg K. Wickstrom. That's it for us, everybody. Much more. 6 more episodes to go, and then we're going to be very, very, very sad. But until then, we're having a blast. So always remember the 7th rule.